Have you ever felt trapped in enormous games filled with repetitive missions and tasks that seem endless? Sometimes, what we need is something more direct, something that maximizes every second and delivers memorable moments without any waste. This is where shorter games come in, real gems that manage to do more in a few hours than many large games do in dozens. They don't require you to get lost in trivial objectives, but rather invite you to dive into well-crafted narratives, exciting combat, and creative mechanics. If you're someone who likes to spend time on what really matters, you're in the right place. In this list, we've selected 20 of the best games that perfectly fit into a busy schedule while delivering top-quality fun. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. I bring daily content so you never miss a detail from the world of gaming. If you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. From one gamer to another, kicking off our list, we have Resident Evil Village, a game that's practically a roller coaster of emotions. From the very first moment, it grabs you with an atmosphere that blends horror and action masterfully. That isolated village, surrounded by dark forests and terrifying creatures, creates a constant feeling of vulnerability. It's impossible to forget the growing tension as you explore those abandoned houses, knowing something could jump out at any moment. Beyond the eerie atmosphere, what truly impresses is the balance between exploration, puzzles, and intense combat. Every encounter feels strategic, requiring quick thinking while managing your limited resources. Remember the iconic mansion from the first game? Well, here you get a slight nostalgia, but with a more modern and fluid approach, making the game even more immersive. And the visuals? Simply jaw-dropping. Another standout is how the game emotionally engages you. Every piece of the story is revealed with precision, blending mystery and tragedy in a fascinating way. There are scenes that stick with you, whether it's for their intensity or their dark beauty. Even when you think you're safe, the game finds ways to surprise you, reinforcing why it's one of the best games in the franchise. Next, we have BioShock Infinite, a true masterpiece that combines a deep narrative with stunning visuals. From the first moment in Colombia, that floating city that defies gravity and logic, you're swept up in an atmosphere that blends beauty and oppression. The contrast between the bright blue sky and the dark secrets hidden by the city makes you want to uncover every detail of this world. The highlight is in the fluidity of the gameplay, where intense shootouts mix with the strategic use of special powers. The freedom to use sky rails to cross arenas turns combat into something cinematic, almost like a dance amidst chaos. Each setting is designed to allow for different approaches, making every encounter unique. It's the kind of action that truly grips you, where every battle feels like a mini story in itself. The plot is a spectacle on its own, with layers carefully revealed. The twists are breathtaking, challenging your perceptions while making you reflect on power, control, and morality. The soundtrack completes the gameplay, creating moments so impactful they feel unforgettable. It's hard not to get lost in Colombia, not just because of its beauty, but because of the depth of everything it represents. In third place, Titanfall 2 stands out as a milestone for first-person action games. From the start, the campaign takes you on an emotional journey, blending intense combat with a surprisingly engaging narrative. It all revolves around the partnership between human and machine, creating moments of connection that go far beyond what you'd expect from a shooter. The game balances epic scenes with emotional touches that stay in your memory. The gameplay is what truly shines. Wall running, performing daring maneuvers, and controlling massive titans makes every fight dynamic and unforgettable. One of the highlights is how the level design offers total freedom to explore different strategies, while keeping the action quick and fluid. And then there's that iconic chapter with time manipulation, redefining what innovation means within the genre. The visuals impress not only for their graphical quality, but for the richness of the environments, which are incredibly varied. Each setting seems designed to challenge you in new ways, keeping the game fresh and interesting. The soundtrack amplifies the intensity of the battles, making everything even more impactful. A must-play game for anyone looking for the best action games ever created. In fourth place, we have a game that feels like a collection of living, sensory stories. What Remains of Edith Finch is an intimate journey through memories, exploring the mysteries of a family through their unique and tragic experiences. Each segment of the narrative presents a different approach, turning exploration into something captivating and unforgettable. It's like flipping through a diary that comes alive with every page turned. The mechanics change constantly, adapting to the tone and story of each family member. One moment, you might be flying through the skies as a bird, and the next, you're navigating a routine factory that gradually turns surreal. This constant innovation in gameplay invites you to discover the next piece of the narrative, keeping your curiosity alive until the very end. Every detail in the environment seems to tell a story on its own. The house, which serves as the central stage for the plot, is filled with secrets that slowly unfold, almost like an emotional puzzle. The contrast between melancholic moments and bursts of pure creativity creates a unique gameplay that goes beyond entertainment, leaving a lasting mark. In fifth place, we have Furi, a true celebration of intense battles and precision. Every confrontation in this game is a boss fight, testing your reflexes, strategy, and patience in a challenging yet rewarding way. With vibrant visual style and a pulsating electronic soundtrack, it creates a frenetic energy that perfectly matches the relentless action that dominates every moment. The incredibly responsive controls make every move feel calculated, as if you're dancing through danger. The combination of melee combat and ranged attacks adds layers of depth to the battles, demanding that you quickly adapt to the changing pace. The arenas, though compact, are designed to intensify the duel, focusing entirely on the player's skill. The stylized aesthetic and the design of the opponents give each duel a unique personality. There's no room for distractions. Everything converges into the feeling of facing something grand and overcoming your own limits. It's the kind of game that provokes both frustration and euphoria, rewarding those who persevere with a unique sense of achievement. In sixth place, my friend Pedro brings a touch of creative insanity to the action genre. With gameplay that feels like a slow-motion ballet choreography, the game defies the laws of physics in a stylish and fun way. With every move, the player feels like the protagonist of an exaggerated action film, where bullets fly in every direction while performing impossible acrobatics. What truly stands out is the freedom it offers in combat. Using environmental objects as improvised weapons or creating creative strategies to eliminate enemies makes each level a unique experience. The combination of jumps, pirouettes, and slow-motion shots keeps the adrenaline at maximum, while the precise controls ensure everything flows perfectly. The atmosphere is another key highlight, mixing an absurd tone and peculiar humor with vibrant, dynamic art. The levels are short and intense, always introducing new challenges and mechanics that maintain the fast pace. It's a game that strikes the perfect balance between challenge and fun, leaving any player eager to see what insane move they can pull off next. In seventh place, Inside embraces mystery and silence to tell an unforgettable story. Without dialogue or direct explanations, it immerses you in a dark and intriguing journey. The feeling of isolation permeates every environment, with the player constantly surprised by what they find as they progress through its desolate and oppressive settings. The puzzle-solving mechanics are seamlessly integrated into the level design, requiring observation and quick thinking to overcome challenges. The simple controls hide a surprising depth, as many situations demand precision and perfect timing. Every obstacle seems designed to keep the tension constant, with action moments interspersed with carefully planned pauses. The minimalist visual style carries a distinctive identity, with masterful use of light and shadow to create atmosphere and guide the player. The subtle but impactful soundtrack intensifies the mood, while the ending leaves such a powerful impression that it's impossible not to reflect on what just happened. A work that demonstrates how less can be more, keeping the player engaged from start to finish. In 8th place, Tomb Raider brought an impressive reinvention to one of the most iconic franchises in gaming. The game blends exploration, action, and narrative in a journey that hooks the player from beginning to end. The protagonist's evolution is a central point, showing how hardships shape her skills and determination. The game's progression is marked by incredibly detailed environments, encouraging both exploration and the smart use of tools. Climbing cliffs, solving puzzles in forgotten tombs, and facing unexpected dangers make every new area an exciting challenge. The mechanics are fluid and intuitive, allowing players to switch between intense combat and moments of pure discovery. Optional challenges, such as hidden tombs, are a show in themselves, rewarding curiosity with unique rewards and additional stories. The combination of rich environments, impactful soundtrack, and well-paced moments of tension creates a journey that never loses its breath. It's an adventure that renews itself with every step, always leaving the feeling that something amazing is just around the corner. In 9th place, Ryse Son of Rome delivers a cinematic journey through epic battles at the height of the Roman Empire. The game impresses with its attention to historical detail, transporting players to immersive battlefields where every setting is built with stunning realism. The atmosphere is pure grandeur, with moments that make you feel like you're in the middle of an epic film. The combat is the heart of the experience, with mechanics focused on brutality and precision. Each strike requires timing and quick reflexes, creating an engaging rhythm during confrontations. Executing spectacular finishers not only rewards skill, but also emphasizes the weight of the battles. Even with a simplified approach, the fights don't lose intensity, especially in the most dramatic encounters. The plot stands out for addressing revenge and loyalty in a setting of political intrigue and significant conflicts. The narrative moments bring emotional weight and connect perfectly to the action, keeping the player invested in the journey. Combining its impressive aesthetics and memorable combat, the game establishes itself as a visually striking and impactful journey. In 10th place, Firewatch immerses the player in an engaging narrative, with impactful dialogues and an atmosphere that captures the solitude and beauty of a national park. The game takes place between vast forests and observation towers, where every trail and environmental detail is designed to tell a story. The setting not only impresses with its visual richness, but also with the intimate tone that dominates every step of the journey. The interaction with another character through a radio transforms communication into a key element. Conversations flow naturally, and the choices made during these dialogues directly affect the relationship between the characters. The absence of traditional combat or enemies shifts the focus to the mystery surrounding the events, creating tension in a subtle and deeply emotional way. The world design encourages careful exploration, with environments hiding important clues that drive the plot forward. Small details in the surroundings help build a story full of twists and unexpected moments. It's a game that values narrative above all else, offering a unique experience of connection with the story and characters. In 11th place, Little Nightmares 1 and 2 take you on an unsettling journey through a dark and surreal universe. Each setting is a miniature nightmare, designed to disturb and fascinate at the same time. The unique aesthetic blends the grotesque with the melancholic, creating environments that feel like they're from a distorted fairy tale, where danger lurks around every corner. The gameplay focuses on exploration and puzzle solving, with moments of chase that quicken the heart. The simple yet effective mechanics make each interaction tense, especially when you find yourself fleeing from enormous and threatening creatures. The level design is full of details that silently tell stories, rewarding attentive players. The narrative, told almost without words, uses visual and symbolic language to convey emotions and raise questions. The protagonists face challenges that reflect themes like fear, oppression, and survival. Together, the two games create an experience that isn't limited to horror, but also provokes reflection and fascination, keeping the player hooked on the mystery until the end. In 12th place, Limbo stands out for its visual simplicity that delivers a powerful impact. The game uses a monochromatic style to create an atmosphere of mystery and tension, where light and shadow play key roles. Each scenario feels like a dark puzzle, and the lack of direct explanations leaves room for interpretation, making it as enigmatic as it is captivating. The challenges combine logic and precision, with traps that emerge unexpectedly and require full attention. The progression of puzzles is fluid, but always offers an increasing level of difficulty that tests both reflexes and reasoning. Each solution gives a unique sense of achievement, as the player moves through environments that alternate between threatening and desolate. The absence of dialogue or a constant soundtrack amplifies the weight of each moment, with occasional sounds that enhance immersion. The simple but extremely effective mechanics allow the player to focus on the journey and the lurking dangers. It's a game that embraces minimalism to create something unforgettable, where every step carries a mix of curiosity and apprehension. In 13th place, Journey is a masterpiece that transforms a simple crossing into something deeply meaningful. With vast and minimalist landscapes, the game creates a stunning world where every step feels filled with purpose. The use of color and sound guides the player on a visually captivating journey, never needing words to convey its message. The system of interacting with other players is one of the most creative and exciting ideas. You can meet anonymous travelers along the way, and the communication, limited to sounds and gestures, creates a unique connection. This silent yet powerful bond adds a surprising emotional layer to the gameplay, especially when you work together to overcome challenges. The mechanics are simple but deeply symbolic, focusing on movement and exploration. The use of elements like wind, dunes, and ancient ruins reinforces the feeling of transience and discovery. Each setting brings something new, and the conclusion is unforgettable, closing a journey that is both personal and universal. In 14th place, Gone Home transforms a simple return home into a deep and intriguing exploration. The game places the player in an apparently empty mansion, where each room reveals fragments of a touching and unexpected story. The attention to detail in the setting turns ordinary objects into pieces of an emotional puzzle that slowly comes together as you investigate. The narrative is presented organically, with discoveries that emerge as the player explores every corner of the house. The absence of danger or combat creates a total focus on the story, allowing the revelations to unfold at your own pace. The clues scattered throughout the environments encourage curiosity and reward attentiveness with additional layers of context. The setting is another strong point, with subtle sounds that reinforce the feeling of solitude and mystery. The game defies expectations by delivering an intimate and surprising plot, where family ties and personal secrets take center stage. It's a work that leaves a mark, showing the power of a simple and well-crafted narrative. In 15th place, Call of Juarez Gunslinger takes the player to the heart of the Wild West with a narrative full of style and action. The story is told dynamically, with the protagonist recalling his journey as a bounty hunter, creating unpredictable situations as the memories are reconstructed. This approach makes each chapter unique and full of personality. The combat is intense and rewarding, with a shooting system that demands precision and quick reflexes. The inclusion of classic duels, where every move is decisive, brings moments of pure tension, reminiscent of the great Western films. Additionally, the skills that can be unlocked provide the freedom to customize your playstyle, whether as a quick shooter or a careful strategist. The visual style perfectly matches the genre elements, using vibrant colors and striking settings, to capture the essence of the West. The soundtrack, full of tones that evoke the era, complements the action in an immersive way. Each step of the journey brings something different, ensuring that the quest for justice and glory never loses its pace. In 16th place, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons Remake surprises with an innovative gameplay approach that directly connects the player to the story. Each brother is controlled independently, creating unique challenges that require coordination and creativity to overcome. This system brings the relationship between the characters to life, transforming obstacles into meaningful narrative moments. The setting is rich in detail, taking the player through environments that range from the pastoral to the surreal. The design of the locations not only enchants with its visuals, but also reinforces the themes of overcoming and unity, with landscapes that feel like they're straight out of a fairy tale. Each area brings new challenges, whether in the form of clever puzzles or emotional interactions with the environment. The absence of traditional dialogue is compensated by a universal language made of gestures and emotions that transcend words. This creates an immediate connection, allowing the story to unfold fluidly and naturally. The result is a work that combines narrative and mechanics inseparably, making it a truly touching and unforgettable experience. In 17th place, Batman Arkham Asylum raised the bar for superhero games. The game captures the essence of the character by immersing the player in a tense and twist-filled plot set in the iconic Arkham Asylum. The place is a true labyrinth of dangers, with an oppressive atmosphere that heightens the sense of vulnerability and urgency with every step. The combat system, known as Free Flow, is fluid and intuitive, allowing each strike to chain into movements that combine agility and power. In addition to the fights, exploration is also crucial, with gadgets opening new paths and revealing secrets hidden within the asylum. Puzzles and challenges require both cunning and skill, balancing action with moments of pure strategy. The character design is striking, with each villain bringing a presence that dominates the screen. The soundtrack and sound effects intensify the moments of tension, while the well-crafted script keeps the pace and delivers memorable moments. A game that marked its generation, proving that superhero games can achieve exceptional quality and depth. In 18th place, Gears of War 4 delivers intense, cinematic action while maintaining the franchise's legacy and introducing a new generation of characters. The story takes place years after previous events, bringing a renewed threat and challenges that push the limits of survival. The relationship between the protagonists is explored in depth, adding emotional weight to the journey. The combat is an adrenaline rush, with cover mechanics that define the pace of the action. The enemies use varied strategies, making every battle unpredictable and requiring different tactics. Iconic weapons return, accompanied by new additions that expand combat possibilities, while dynamic environments introduce environmental hazards that transform the battlefield. The visuals impress with their rich detail, from the devastated environments to the characters' expressions during key moments. The atmosphere is enhanced by a soundtrack that matches the dark and epic tone of the story. It's a chapter that honors its roots while daring to explore new paths, ensuring that the franchise remains relevant and exciting. In 19th place, Spider-Man Miles Morales offers a fresh perspective on the Spider-Man universe, highlighting a story that blends responsibility and self-discovery. Set in a snow-covered New York, the game uses this setting to create visually stunning moments while exploring the challenges of a protagonist still finding his place as a hero. The fluidity of movement is one of the game's major highlights, with swinging and combat mechanics that are incredibly dynamic. Unique abilities, such as the use of bioelectricity, provide new ways to tackle enemies, making each encounter more strategic. The side missions are equally captivating, presenting parallel stories that enrich the world and offer a deeper sense of community. The plot balances action with emotional moments, showcasing the impact of choices and the strength of family and friendship bonds. The animations during action scenes, and the stylish soundtrack complement the vibrant pace of the game. An adventure that stands out by giving a voice to a new generation of heroes while maintaining the essence that made the character iconic. Next, we have Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, a masterpiece that impresses with its bold and immersive approach. The game deepens the psychological themes introduced in its predecessor, immersing the player in a dark journey that challenges both the mind and emotions. The protagonist faces not only physical enemies, but also her internal demons, creating a dense and impactful narrative. The gameplay is engaging and intense, mixing brutal combat with introspective moments. Every battle requires focus, with strategic movements that reflect the weight and tension of the confrontation. The use of binaural sound is again a highlight, amplifying the sense of immersion and connecting the player to the emotional state of the character. Each environment feels like an extension of both internal and external struggles, creating a deep impact. The visual design impresses with its rich details and the atmosphere that blends the epic with the oppressive. The sound effects and music complement each moment, increasing tension and emotion. This combination of powerful narrative, sharp mechanics, and flawless aesthetics makes the game a unique and impactful journey. And tell me, which of these games have you played? Has any of them marked your life in a special way? And which game from today's list would you give a chance? And since we're talking about recommendations, go ahead and comment which game would you include in the list. Leave your response in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Play Hunters channel. This way, you'll stay up to date with all the latest news and never be in doubt about what to play. Big hug, enjoy your gameplay, and see you tomorrow.